So today we have to talk about Cronos. We're going to talk about where the price of Cronos is going soon. So anyway, stick around to the end of the video. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Let's get straight into it. So currently Cronos is priced at 26 cents. So yes, we are right here at this support here, right at that 26-cent support, but it does look like Cronos is trying to break that support level. We're going to go over this technical analysis, so don't worry. But looking at some of the other things for Cronos, looking at it holistically, Cronos is still up 65.2% in the last 7 days, 78% in the last 14 days, 104% in the last 30 days, 227% in the last year. So Cronos is still doing exceptionally well. And you can actually see at the peak, we were trading with like 2.5, 2.7 billion inside of trading volume. So we had a lot of volume, 2.7 billion, but now the volume is all the way down to 203 million. That's because the hype kind of died down for the news that we had with Trump investing into Cronos, into a treasury for them, $6 billion. But yeah, now we are seeing that pullback. We're at 8.7 billion in market cap. At the peak here, you can see our market cap. Let's zoom in there. 12.8 billion market cap at the peak. So we lost about 4 billion, 4.1 billion in market cap. So this is actually a pretty good opportunity because it gives people the chance to buy at a discounted price. Now, this support is a very good support level. Last time we hit the support, we ended up bouncing off it. Then we got rejected at 32 cents, and then we pulled right back down here. So now we got to watch out for what is going to happen next with us. So if you're looking over here at the MACD is pretty bearish. Not gonna lie, when you see a MACD like this, that's like a extended bear selling rally on the MACD. That's not even a word, but an extended selling period on the MACD. When you see that, it's pretty bearish. So also the %R trend exhaustion is still not over exhausted on the downside. The blue line here represents the long-term trend. The white line represents the short-term trend. So the long-term trend is inside of a downtrend, as you can see here. And then the short-term trend here is looking like it was about to curve upwards to meet the long-term trend. So there is a possibility of a possible recovery here. But if this recovery gets stopped out and rejected, then we are looking towards coming down here to 22 cents inside of Cronos. But 22 cents is not a major resistance. It was like minor resistance and it easily broke past it. So what I believe to happen next, if we do pull back a little bit more, we're probably going to end up coming closer to about 17 cents rather than just 21 cents. So you should have another opportunity to buy Cronos at a cheaper price as it pulls back. So let me know what you guys think about that. That was just the 4-hour chart also, by the way. Okay. And there was also resistance for 21 cents back here in December and November of last year. So remember that. Now, looking at the daily chart is also pretty bearish as well. It could switch to a bullish stance if we see the %R trend exhaustion, the long-term line here going back upwards, and we see the short-term line following it and going back upwards as well. Kind of like how it did back here. So we can see it was like a wave and it kind of just went up and then down. And then if we come up again, then that would definitely allow us to be bullish and to push past 32 cents. So then we can get back up here to 38, 39 cents. So then we can break 40. But right now, if it does not, if the %R trend exhaustion doesn't, turn upwards, then we're definitely going to be pulling back some more, and it's definitely going to be a little bit more bearish. Also looking over here on the MACD is curving downwards. We are also seeing these lightly green shaded candlesticks indicating that we are now switching to a seller position. So sellers are now stepping in here with the MACD. So we should see a pullback either way. So yeah, I'm expecting 21 cents to 17 cents. I don't believe it'll go below 17 cents, and it might even stop at 21 cents because this is actually pretty strong resistance. And also back here is pretty strong. And I know I mentioned before that it was pretty weak resistance right here in the 21 cent area, but I forgot to come back here and look at it from the daily chart. So this is pretty strong resistance on the daily chart. Okay. So that is what we have here for Cronos for the daily chart and the 4-hour chart. If we go a little bit shorter to the 1-hour chart, you'll see a little bit different news here. A little bit different technicals. So Percent R trend exhaustion on the hourly chart is oversold, and it's definitely waiting for its turn to come up, right? This little blue bar here on the percent R trend exhaustion indicates when we are about to have a push in the market, when buyers are about to step in, when we are oversold pretty much. And we're definitely oversold. You can see the red bars are the opposite. It's vice versa. As you can see with the red bars, it indicates whenever we're overbought, and then the price starts to push down. So now what we're going to end up seeing, since we are oversold, not overbought, and we see that that blue bar is forming here on the percent R trend exhaustion, we should have a recovery upwards. So that's kind of why I want to say that it's going to go back up to 32 cents and push up. But if we get rejected anywhere on the way up here, then we're definitely pulling back to 21 cents slash 17 cents. So that's just what you have to prepare for. Get ready. But yeah, we'll see if that happens. We have some economic data coming up inside of the markets. So we have the manufacturing PMI. What else we got here? We got the job openings. We got the PMI, more PMI, and unemployment rate. Unemployment rate is probably going to be the more important one. That's on the 5th of September. PMI for services is on the 4th. So yeah, the 5th of September is going to be important. And then really all week from the 2nd to the 3rd to the 4th to the 5th. So all week we're going to be having economic data, with the 5th being the most important. And I believe the 5th is Friday. So yeah, and stocks usually go down on Friday. So it might send a wave through crypto and cause everything else to drop. So just remember, yes, we see Bitcoin is increasing in price. Yes, we see Bitcoin is kind of recovering, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to fully recover. So one thing about Bitcoin is we just now broke out of this channel. So this channel here, we've been inside of this channel since towards the beginning of August. So as you can see here, it's trying to break out right now. So we'll see how far that goes. I'm still looking a little bit bullish here on the RSI, or not RSI, the MACD for the hourly chart. But look, remember, this is just the hourly chart. It's a short chart. If we look at the 4-hour chart, it's definitely looking like it has some bullish momentum here. And you can kind of see it here with this. But remember, this happened multiple times before. The short-term trend went higher than the long-term trend, and then the long-term trend immediately pulled back once the short-term trend pulled back. Remember, the white line is the short-term trend. So where I have this blue line drawn out at, that's the short-term trend. The short-term trend is going like a wave right now inside of Bitcoin on the percent R trend exhaustion. And then the long-term trend in retrospect is also kind of following it. So also the MACD on the 4-hour chart, it is temporarily bullish. As you can see here, it's almost like a wave. It's kind of at the top of that wave. So what if it pulls back just like it did before all these times? The same thing here. What if the percent R trend exhaustion pulls back again like it did before? That's going to send another drop, and that's going to be what brings us down to 104K Bitcoin. So we got to watch out for that, especially with all this economic data coming out. Anything could happen at this point. But anyways, that's just a little technical going to Bitcoin as well, because Bitcoin does influence the market. We have some new stuff released inside of Cronos. So on Cronos, we don't see tokenization as just a wrapper; it's a system. Tokenized markets are in fact one of 3 growth engines on our roadmap. Buckle up: open and AI accessible tokenized market. So they're making tokenized markets. So we're building the market's new base layer, an open AI accessible market layer on Cronos, a purpose-built platform for equities, funds, commodities, and complex assets like insurance, FX, and real estate. So imagine this: instead of buying Dogecoin, you buy the Prince of Bel Air's house coin. So like that's what we're looking at. Like you're gonna start being able to buy real estate through crypto, and you're not gonna actually own the real estate. You're gonna own the tokenized asset of the real estate, which is kind of weird. So technically, you don't own the real estate as all. You own the hypothetical tokenized asset of the real estate, technically. But it's going to be a pretty interesting time when all that comes. But I'm not too big on it. But it's definitely innovative. It's definitely the route of the future. And look, that's how you know you're getting old, when you don't really care for innovating factors of the future, right? That's how you know you're getting old. Our roadmap holds 3 growth engines: infrastructure built by Cronos, and this was released today, by the way. retail distribution and token demand from public markets, a quick thread on engine number 2, and how we will bring Cronos to the masses. So yeah, they are planning to drive a retail adoption to crypto.com. So driving retail adoption with crypto.com, 150 million plus users, merchant payments, all that good stuff. So 150 million plus users stake, lend, trade, and pay with near zero friction from the apps they already trust, which is cool. I actually like crypto.com. I just think that their platform needs less fees. I would love it if they had less fees on their platform, and that would just make things 1,000 times better if they had less fees. But yeah, they do have some, and really, it's not like fees. It's like the spread. The spread is too far. The spread is too far. Like you'll look at something, and it'll be worth like $110 in reality, but then when you go on crypto.com, it'll be heavily inflated to like $115. So that the spread, I don't like the spread, but that's the same on all centralized exchanges. So if you're using a centralized exchange, just get used to the spread. Okay. But yeah, this is all I got for you all today. Definitely go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Leave a comment in the comment section, all that good stuff. As always, I'll be back with another video.